Here he finally is, guys. The Marvel Legends War Machine. And I have been waiting for this guy for a long time. Man, I had him on pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, I saw him at Target. There was only one War Machine there. And obviously, I had to grab him. Man, this figure from the Marvel Legends line is so long overdue. But when you look at this guy, my God, it is worth the wait. This guy looks beautiful. I am so excited to open him up and take a look. You can see here some beautiful art on the box, man. A great shot of War Machine right there. Nice image of him in the package. Nice window. War Machine right there. Marvel 4 and up. On the top, you get a cool little symbol for War Machine. On the other side, you get that same art that is really beautifully done. I'm not sure who the artist was, but they did a fantastic job. And here you get a nice picture of Rhodey, or James Rhodes, War Machine, Colonel James Rhodey Rhodes. Just looks beautiful overall. There's a little read-up on him. Colonel James Rhodey Rhodes unleashes a torrent of explosive devastation from the air as War Machine. So, very beautiful. Can't wait to open this guy up. If you want to take a picture of the barcode, there it is. Otherwise, without further ado, let's pop this dude open. So first off, we get this accessory with Rhodey. It's this little, it's like a firing spray of bullets or missiles or something coming out of his little cannon on his wrist. You can see there's a little port on it, and it's nicely done, very translucent. Sculpt is cool, and you just kind of port it in onto that cannon. It's kind of small, but if you get it just right, it fits on there real snug and looks pretty dope. And second, we get this next kind of spray of bullets or missiles, just kind of fire power, I guess, coming out of this little machine gun type minigun thing here that's coming off his shoulder. And again, you just port that on, and it's very translucent. It looks pretty dope and actually stays on really nicely. And then this here is probably the coolest accessory. Again, it just slides on really easy like that. I'm pretty sure you could do it the other way too if you wanted, but it fits on this way better. This missile, the shorter missile on top. And these missiles all are removable. They're just a basic red, nicely sculpted. Overall, this is a really clean looking missile effect here. Very beautiful. Love the translucent effect. Looks good. And all these rockets are completely removable, which is an interesting thing to do. I don't know if it was entirely necessary, but it could be kind of cool if you want Tony Stark holding a rocket or something. I don't know, like he's building them. Could be cool. You could find some use out of that, but overall, very cool effect and one of my favorites. And here we get these two little firing effects that we've seen with some previous Black Widow figures. And you can see when they're both ported in, they fit in snug, but they're both kind of sticking out funny. Man, it doesn't really look that great. So that's kind of a dumb effect to add. I think it was a bit pointless. It would have been nice if they messed with it a little bit, maybe cut these or combine them together to make it one piece so you could port them both in. That would have looked really cool, but this just looks kind of awkward. That's a bit better actually. So you kind of have to mess with it a little bit, but yeah, that doesn't look too bad. However, they both kind of just have a tendency to stick out and look kind of wonky and weird. But that actually looks kind of dope. One is definitely longer than the other. So they look okay and they fit in there pretty snug. Then we have these two smoking effects here, which are so nice. Dude, these are another one of my favorites. I really like these missiles and I love these. That looks so dope, man. And they stick in there very nice. The translucent effect is very good. Just gonna port them in there and they are not going anywhere at all. They're very movable. They just look beautiful, man. I absolutely love those. They do not look awkward at all in there. They're just very, very nicely done. And then here we get these flame effects that we've seen before with the Iron Man 2020 figure. And these parts are removable right there. You can take this apart here. You can see they fit in there a certain way. And this one's pretty tight too. You really gotta kind of get it in there just right, and it doesn't really want to come apart. So you can take this out though. Make sure the peg is not like this, but like that going forward. And basically, you're gonna want to. Well, you can take both of these out. You can see they don't really want to stay in too well. You can take both of them out and put them on like a flight stand if you want or something. He doesn't have a peg in his back though, but if you have like a Mayfix stand or an SH figure arts kind of stand, you could use that. So that works. But here's the deal with this, man. It looks beautiful. It looks very, very nice. And if you get him on it just right, it's cool. But for the most part, it is completely useless, in my opinion. I have had a pain in the ass just trying to get this guy to stand up and not fucking tip forward and back. Like he has to lean forward, but not too much. Ah, there we go. It kind of works. Can I turn this rotating disc table on, and will he actually stay standing? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Yes. Ooh, that looks pretty, man. I am. Oh. So that was pretty disappointing. But the second, or not the second, but the last accessory for this guy, and notice here he has a dumbbell joint in the neck. So there's 2 balls on each end. And it actually allows for some cool movement. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Lastly, we get this James Rhodes head, which is kind of a pain to get on, man. There we go. Didn't really pop or snap on, but it's definitely on there. And damn, that is one of the best Marvel Legends head sculpts I've ever seen. It is so unique. There's nothing else like this that I've seen on a Legends figure, and it looks beautiful, dude. They did the eyes perfect. The face sculpt is very nice. The paint is clean. I like the hairdo, like the flat top. Just overall, it's a really, really nice head sculpt. And it looks good in proportion to his body, man. I love these head sculpts. This one and the Matt Murdock one are actually pretty solid. The Matt Murdock one could have been a tiny bit smaller, but it's not terrible. It's actually pretty good. And this one looks great as well. Look at the movement you get with that. I love that. Damn. Absolutely a beautiful head sculpt. Very, very impressed with it. Just look at all the sculpting in the hair, too. Like, geez, man. They went all out with this shit. That is beautiful. And then, honestly, I gotta say, I don't think this guy was really short of any accessories. I'm pretty happy with the accessories overall. I would have loved to have seen some different hands, but I understand they're on a budget here, and the amount of accessories we get are fantastic. However, I think they could have easily gotten rid of this. I don't really like it that much. I would have rather gotten a flight stand with some blasting effects on the feet. This kind of just doesn't work too well, in my opinion. But overall, the accessories are wonderful. So right off the bat, the detailing on this guy is beautiful. For example, I'll show you, look at this. You can see that right there? There's literally a sculpted line right there, so it blends in with the hands. Look at that. That is great attention to detail right there. Beautiful. But again, just beautiful work overall. It is utilizing the 80th anniversary mold for the most part. There's a lot of new pieces on here that we've obviously never seen before. All the line work on this guy is phenomenal. Really reminds me of like a 90s look. It's beautiful. I love the gray all throughout, that metallic kind of gray. It's like glossy, kind of plastic, but it actually really looks wonderful. The boots look really nice. Love the sculpting there. These gauntlets are just wonderful. Love the missile. Again, I love the smoke effects. Very nice. All the line work in the hands and everywhere, just it's insanely wonderful. You can see his little blasters down there too. Look pretty good. Would have been cool to have some blasting hands with him. That would have been nice. But I understand, cost, and this is beautiful. This chest piece is also kind of a softer plastic. I almost feel like I could scratch it a little bit, which isn't cool. I do have a little bit of paint smudging there, but it's nothing major, nothing for me, like enough to make me go, oh my god. Would have been cool to maybe get an American flag or something on this guy, but not really a big deal. This is pretty accurate in my opinion. Very nice sculpting work all throughout up here on the chest piece as well. Looks very clean. The shoulder piece is wonderful, a very soft plastic that is definitely not going to break. And it rotates with his arm, dude. That is so overdue. That's beautiful, man. Amazing right there. And you can see here too, these shoulder parts right on his like collarbone meeting his shoulder. Just, oh my god, that looks amazing. I love this too, how the guns rotate back. It almost looks like they're on like a track, kind of a rib track almost. That kind of keeps it in place. Very, very cool. I love it. The sculpting on these guns is phenomenal. Look at that, dude. Beautiful work. Very, very nice. Very nice barrel here on the very end. I like how they painted that red as well up here. A little laser. Very dope. Oh, and it pops off. So I guess I'll tell you this now. It is on a ball joint. It is sitting on a ball joint, so you can move it all around and kind of tip it left and right and whatever. And just push it forward and back. And when it is back, when these guns are back completely, sorry, I bumped my camera like an idiot. It looks very, very clean here. Very nice. This gun here too, this missile launcher looks amazing. Look at that, dude. I love all the detail that went into this. Not a whole ton of paint work, just kind of a flat black, but I'm okay with that. Looks wonderful. The back piece here too looks very, very nice. All kinds of sculpted little details all throughout. More line work going down his back and his ass. And then on the back here, you can see it's a little more sculpted work. Would have been nice if this peg was gray here, but it's okay. I am totally cool with that. Oh my gosh, just or joint, not peg. Oh my god, this just looks beautiful overall. And there's one thing I want you guys to take notice of. Well, two things I'm going to say. Hasbro is using some new articulation here. Some articulation that has kind of been dabbled with in the past, but never done this well. First off, I want to show you no pins here. Literally no pins. So this is the first figure I have from Hasbro Marvel Legends that, I think it is anyways, that literally has no pins in his arms. And if I do own another figure like that, I haven't really taken notice. I mean, the female figures don't really have pins in the arms because they're single joints. But this looks awesome. So we have double jointed elbow with no pins in the arms, and it works really, really smooth. So that's awesome. Again, I love the rotation with these. The other piece of articulation that I think is just phenomenal that they've really changed is this dumbbell joint. I actually think it works really well. Look at how that looks back, dude. Just awesome. And again, look at the sculpting in the face. Even the nostrils are just so clean looking, man. Wow. But it looks back very nice. Looks forward pretty well. Like, my God. I absolutely love how that articulation works. Very organic movement. Overall, though, the sculpting on this guy, the paint work is just to die for. I could talk about him for hours, but I'm going to say hands down, this guy so far in 2020 is my favorite Marvel Legends figure. Hands down. I'm saying that right now. This guy is, wow, just a knockout punch. I'm amazed. And then taking a look at his last head sculpt here, the one that is in the package initially on the body. Very, very nice. Nice laser up here. Just beautiful sculpt work overall. Really clean paint. I really like the black lines through this piece here. There's a little bit of gray in there. They didn't totally complete it, but nothing that can't be fixed. Overall, it's really, really nice and pronounced and just looks good all around. Again, I like that rib top piece here. Very, very nice. Love it. Love the laser. Just overall really beautiful sculpt. So lastly, taking a look at War Machine's articulation. The guns, first of all, can obviously go forward really far. So you can have in that nice pose. And just sit kind of back too. So that's pretty cool. Looks very clean. And then his head obviously goes back pretty far. A decent amount. You can kind of get to go back pretty far, but you really have to kind of bend him back. But I'm okay with that. I really like this piece of articulation personally. It's very organic and smooth. Can look forward pretty far. You kind of get to go a little more forward than that. Obviously, has a really, look at that neck pivot. Oh my God, just a great neck pivot all around. And obviously a rotation. The arms do go out pretty far. And if you want them to go up, they can go all the way up and out as well. And like I said, the shoulder piece moves with his arms. So that's really, really nice, man. There's really no butterfly joint in there. Ooh, that gun just fell off. My bad, I was hitting it. But there is no butterfly joint in there at all, which I'm fine with. It kind of snaps and pops and you rotate it all the way around. And there is a bicep rotation, double jointed elbows, and it's pinless tech again. Very, very nice. There's no rotation at the forearm, but there is at the wrist as well as a hinge. That is very nice. And the hinge is the same direction on this hand here, and it is hindered by his gun a little bit, although this is a softer plastic. However, then the gun kind of bends funny and just looks weird, so I wouldn't bend it back personally. He does have a nice ab crunch that looks very, very clean in my opinion. I like it. And again, this is kind of a softer plastic. See, it doesn't get in the way of the ab crunch at all. Look at that. Very nice attention to detail. Brighten this up for you. You can see it just bends. And wow, it just goes right into that crunch. Perfect. Really, really clean. On the back here, you can see too, it also kind of bends in there. So that's very nice. Otherwise, there's a rotation here at the waist that kind of snaps and pops. The legs go out very far. Go forward very far. Don't go too far back at all. There's a rotation here at the thigh. Double jointed knees that are pretty nice. My joints are kind of tight though. No rotation at the calf or anything, unfortunately, but I'm okay with it. There is a hinge at the foot and an ankle pivot. Here he is next to Cap and Iron Man, and you can see he's pretty much exactly the same height as both of them. They're both just a tiny bit taller than Cap. Maybe just this little sculpted headpiece, but they're all about the same size. And here he is next to the Galactus Wave War Machine, which I remember when I first got it, that was incredible, but wow. You can see it is not aged well, but it's still iconic, and you can see here too, it has the Dave Bonner face on it. So very cool to see this guy next to the OG original, man. So yeah, they're about the same height, honestly. This guy's just a little bit shorter, and I think it's because of his awkward stance here. But they're pretty close. And then here he is next to Piccolo and the Mafex Spidey, and you can see he stands really nice next to the Mafex Spidey, man. They're like a perfect height. Meanwhile, alongside Piccolo, yeah, these guys don't really go together. Piccolo could be a little bit bigger, I think. And then here he is next to the Retro Spidey and Mafex Spidey again, because I just wanted to show you how they stand next to each other. And the Mafex Spidey is a lot shorter than War Machine. Meanwhile, the Retro Spidey is pretty close to the same height. He's a lot bigger than the Mafex Spidey. So I'm going to say, honestly, I like the Mafex Spidey's look and size overall compared to War Machine than the Retro Spider-Man's. But the Retro Spider-Man obviously works very well next to War Machine. So, at the end of the day, I would think you're insane if you did not go out of your way to go buy this guy. He is like $30, and he is easily, maybe Doctor Doom's pretty cool too, but he is, I'd say, easily the best Marvel Legends figure I own right now. This guy is a sign of beautiful things to come down in the future. This is a great figure, man. The sculpting, the pinless tech, the accessories, everything is just wow. 10 out of 10. Marvel Legends is making leaps and bounds forward, and I am so happy to have this guy. And I'm hoping at some point he's very widely available at Target. I only saw one, and it didn't even say he was in stock when I looked it up on Brickseek, so I was kind of surprised. But I have him. He's here, and he was the last one. So I hope everybody gets a chance to pick this guy up. I hope pre-orders come in soon, because he is such a beautiful piece, man. He looks amazing on the shelf. He looks great next to Iron Man from the 80 years. Just overall a phenomenal figure, and definitely my favorite Marvel Legends figure right now. So definitely recommend you go pick him up if you see him, and put him on pre-order if you don't have him yet. Anyways, thanks for watching this review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you agree with some of the things I said. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of the figure and the pinless tech, and how he compares to other Marvel Legends. Do you like this figure? How do you feel about the dumbbell joint in his neck? And what do you think of the new head sculpt for Rhodey? And how about this flight stand? What do you think of this? I don't like it too much. Let me know what you think. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews coming. I have the Roadblock review coming up soon from Cobra Island, the Target exclusive, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you like this video if you want to see more. Make sure you subscribe for more content. And please comment and talk to me about figures. I love to talk about figures. It's like my favorite thing in the world. I love art. So stay tuned for more. And most importantly, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep on collecting. Peace, guys.